If you are an estranged parent and you feel like you've apologized to your kids and it's not enough and they don't get it, and so you're kind of stuck and feeling super angry and like it's therapists, like it's social media, I'm going to show you one, what's possibly happening, two, like conceptually how to fix it, and three, an example of this happening in real time. So conceptually, what might be happening is you are stuck in what's called the drama triangle. This is a very common dynamic in dysfunctional families, and if you didn't feel connection with your own parents, this is most likely roles you feel very comfortable and familiar playing. So there's the persecutor who's really aggressive, who denies and blames. It's in self-protection, of course, but that's the behavior, is that it's like, it's not my fault, it's your fault. Now, then there's the rescuer. That's like, let me rescue you, let me save you, I'll take on all of it, it's all my fault. So that's the other kind of side of it. And then there's the victim, which is like, I'm doing everything I can, I'm just totally powerless to stop it. So if you look at this, you might be thinking like a persecutor. That might be more like an authoritarian, mean dad. The rescuer is like the over-empathetic, over-nurturing, passive mom. And then there's the victim, which is the powerless child. But you might get accused of being a victim because you're not being vulnerable. The opposite of being a victim is being vulnerable. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, ignore the source of this, bpdfamily.com, because this is honestly so many families, not specific to people that have that personality disorder. But again, the drama triangle, the persecutors, I'm right, the rescuers, I'm good, what are you talking about? And then the victim is, I have nothing to do with this. Now, there's the opposite of this is the winner's triangle. It's being assertive. If you are like blaming people, denying stuff, it's just being assertive. Because being aggressive, if you think about like a dog that's super aggressive, they're just really hurt and protecting themselves. So moving to assertiveness, that is the skill to learn if you kind of go to blame and denial. The rescuer needs to go to, I'm caring, I'm listening, I'm responsible to you, I'm not responsible for you. And then instead of being a victim, being vulnerable, like where it's like, I'm actually struggling. Now, let me show you how this pertains to estrangement and parenthood. So on my Instagram, I post a lot on my stories for estranged mother-in-laws, and one of them responded to my post saying, what if my son is telling my husband and I he doesn't want to speak for his wife? She's basically outlining why they're estranged and saying that it's because of the daughter-in-law's non-desire to work it out. I, hear her out. I encourage her to change some of her language a little bit so that she views it differently. Because in this scenario, the way that she is framing it, it is as if she is the victim and has done nothing wrong. Not to say that's what her intention was, but that's how it's coming off in this message. Now, here's the kicker. I say, give her some advice, tell her some next moves that she could do. And then she says, I feel like I'm a huge failure. Bingo, that is her being vulnerable. That is what she's actually experiencing, and why she is so stuck in these interactions and doesn't know what to do is because there is a vulnerability piece that she wasn't really acknowledging before. And so she says, I feel like a huge failure. And then I validate her emotions because it's valid. If that's how she feels, okay. But like, that's not the end all to the situation. Like, you're not stuck. And then I said, well, feel it, and then let it go. And then there's always solutions. Like, there's always options. And then she's empowered here. Look, she says, I need to do some self-evaluation and realize I can do better going forward, and I cannot change the past. Like, go mother-in-law. You are not stuck in this situation if you address your vulnerability and actually acknowledge what you're feeling in this experience from a place of vulnerability and feeling and ownership, like where you're not blaming them, you're not like being passive with yourself, but you're really sitting with it. I guarantee you creativity and solutions are on the other side of that.